All right, welcome to the All Pro Team Talks. Today we're going to be talking about staging. Now, I know many people, as that came out of my mouth, is looking at these two guys going, what do you know about staging? But in real estate, there's some opportunity there.
There is.
There's some major opportunity there.
And people don't always think about that, Chris. When they live in their home, they don't always see things from the perspective of the other people.
That's right, yeah.
And so one of the things I can remember early on, I listed a house. My wife and I were friends with them when they had us over for dinner and said, tell us what we need to do to our house. And so we were sitting at the dinner. I said, well, this needs to go, that needs to go. And my wife starts kneeing me under the table going, and they busted her and said, this is why we hired him.
Sure.
We want him to tell us how to get our house prepared to go to market.
Yeah.
And they just had too much clutter.
Yeah. Well, and so staging comes into play both ways, right? So like if you're setting up to sell a house, you want it to look the best possible way it can, but some houses need to show that it has a little more room because a lot of people have too big of furniture.
Yes.
But then, I've sold several houses that were empty, and bringing furniture in changed the game because you got to figure out if some people don't have the imagination to understand what this room could look like.
That's correct.
And so helping them, bringing stuff in, it sells.
It's a game changer.
For sure.
It's for the realtor professional, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's worth it. And it's part of what we're being hired to do.
That's right.
Is to put the house in the best possible light from a marketing perspective and to get the top dollar.
Yeah.
And so that staging comes into play, especially I think when houses are empty.
Yeah.
I definitely think, and you've had some experience with that.
Yeah.
With the listing you have right now. I remember seeing the pictures going, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Because the details that were done, and a good stager does that. Then I've also seen virtual staging, and where an overlay can be done of the professional photo, and man, that stuff is impressive.
Oh my goodness.
As well.
Well, yeah, technology's come a long way, and sometimes people think, oh, maybe that's a cheaper option, but it isn't always cheaper. But at the end of the day, again, you have to trust your realtor to come in and go, can people imagine the potential here, or can they not? And if you feel like they can't, it's an incredible opportunity for us to take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
But it's beyond just living spaces, right? So I've walked through houses with you. I mean, we open up closet doors.
Yeah, closets sometimes is where I remember opening one closet door one time, stuff started rolling out on me. I'm like, whoa, that's how they cleaned it up.
It's always awkward when you're having to push stuff in to get the door closed again. Yeah.
I usually advise people to try to look at their home like a buyer would look at their home.
Yeah.
That's sometimes super hard. A good friend, a good personal friend will help if you don't want to hear what I have to say. But sometimes they're just nicer about it. And but I remember telling people to take their whatever season we're in, you keep that season of clothes in your closet.
Yeah.
Put the other seasons like winter and summer. Kind of how I look at it. I don't because you go into my closet, I've got every season.
Sure.
I'm not going to market.
Yeah.
But I'm moving clothes around every time. But if you're on the market, you should have it empty and tidy, as your house should be somewhat tidy. Empty space really sells.
Yeah.
It actually helps. So having a closet that's not overcrowded makes the closet look the right size.
Yeah.
And a closet that's overcrowded seems small.
Sure.
And so I encourage people to stage the closets, the bathrooms, the laundry room.
Yeah.
Just stage it all. Make it take care of each room.
Yeah,
and make sure each room.
You're living there, and so people expect to see your stuff. But at the end of the day,
I remember one house I listed had been on the market with another realtor, and they called me and said, we've seen what you can do. You referred to it by some friend or whatever. One of the first things I did when I walked up the steps, it was a split foyer. Walked up the steps, you run into a big chair. And so we were sitting there talking. I said, the first thing that needs to go is this chair.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, it just needs to go somewhere besides here. And so they got rid of it, and we took neat photos and stuff. They were like, we wish we'd have moved that chair a while ago.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't see it. You live there.
Sure.
And so you're not objective. You're subjective. And so a realtor can be objective. A close confidant can be objective. And
it's not personal.
No, definitely not personal.
That's right.
We're just doing what we're hired to do. We show buyers, so we hear what buyers are saying in our ear.
It only feels personal when you're having that conversation. By the time the house is sold, it doesn't feel personal anymore. It's like like
it's a house.
Yeah.
It used to be your home. It's
that's
a
right.
house.
That's a hard transition.
You're going to get to a new home.
Yeah.
So, the staging conversation is an important part of the listing agreement and the listing conversation. So I encourage every seller to talk about that, think about that, and let's walk through that.
Yeah, and trust us. I mean, at the end of the day, we do have that opportunity to help. We have those resources to offer,
Yes.
And it isn't something that always needs to happen. I mean, clearly, the last couple of years, you barely had time to sign a contract,
And
right?
your house was sold.
And your house is sold. But as the market kind of corrects a little bit, there's going to be some opportunity for us to,
I'm glad you brought that up because I think it's going to take more skills now from a realtor professional as well as a seller is going to have a few more concessions.
Yeah.
They're going to have to realize this market is not like it was in 2022, 10 months ago.
Yeah.
It was in the spring just went nuts on us all. And so I do think the market's going to recover and recover nicely. I think prices are not going to keep just tanking
Right.
or whatever. But I do think that staging is going to be a part of the realtor professional extra skill set that we need to bring to the table that we haven't had to use in a minute. So.
And what research I've done, I mean, it could take your house 1% up, 2% up. I mean, bring some value there. And
Absolutely.
so at the end of the day, you want the most.
Absolutely.
From that. That's the biggest investment you got. And so, man, we would love to be a part of that. We'd love to help you with that. Our team offers that. And we promise it's not personal when we say, when's the last time you could fit in that shirt? Because that's what I'm thinking of when you said closet. I'm going
out of size.
I'm that guy that puts on a shirt and goes, "This doesn't fit anymore." Instead of
Maybe
doing
one
something
day.
with it, I throw it in the floor and it just becomes a rug. So we don't
I keep
want you.
mine thinking I'm going to lose weight. And get back into it.
I gave up on that dream a long time ago.
That's funny.
But at the end of the day, man, we just want to be a part of your story. We want to help
Yes.
get the best for you in your investment, but and we want to have the right conversation. So at any point, if you would like to join this conversation, be a part of it, or maybe share some testimony, right?
Yes.
Where this has worked so that we could put it out, because that's what we're here for, is a resource here at the All Pro team.
Yep.
And we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Thank you.